What's going on, guys? This is Kaishara. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we're going to talk about my ban list prediction for the upcoming April 2024 limit regulation that will be dropping very soon, no? On Saturday, I assume, March 23. So we will be getting a new ban list very soon. So this is my bold claims and wild guess on the predictions of mine on the upcoming ban list. So, sorry again guys for not uploading informative content for quite some time already. I have been very busy on my preparation towards the Battle Nexus event in the Philippines. I'm cooking my deck list and I've been preparing really hard for that event. So, yeah, pardon me guys. But now we are back with informative videos. So, we will tackle the ban list regulation and prediction of mine for this video. So, without further ado, let's start. So, coming at first on the Forbidden section, no, we are getting Kaiser Colosseum into Forbidden on my own assumptions because Kaiser Colosseum have been very cancerous, to be honest. This card is very toxic, to be honest. The moment that you can set up your board with Kaiser Colosseum, it's really a very frustrating feeling to see that kind of setup from your opponent, and yeah, it can definitely stun most decks on the format, and it's very problematic when game 1, you don't have your Cosmic Cyclones, your back row removal. Kaiser Colosseum becomes a very problematic card on that regard, and I think many decks are patronizing playing Kaiser Colosseum on the main decks such as Salamangreat, Centurion, even the likes of Tenpai can play this card. So I think this is a card that should definitely go away from the April format sanction. So I think, yeah, this is the only card that I am going to mention on the Forbidden section because I don't see any ban-worthy cards right now aside from Kaiser Colosseum. So yeah, on Forbidden we have Kaiser Colosseum. Moving towards the limited section, we do have a ton of cards in our limited section here, and it kinda looks like a wish list, no? But I really think that we will be getting a huge ban list update on the limited section because there's many cards that are very problematic right now, and there's a lot of powerful cards that needs to be checked. So moving on, first we have Runic Tip. So Runic has been a cornerstone of the metagame for quite some time already. Runic has been very relevant since January and even the previous years, no? Runic has been there on the format. No matter how the format shapes, I think Runic will be always be there because it is a very consistent and reliable stun deck. And I think many people will resort into playing that deck, especially when they don't feel like playing the best decks available. They would just use Runic to stun the opponent, floodgate the opponent, and win the game from stalling the game and winning on time. So I think it's kinda problematic as well, to be honest. And I definitely think that Runic should have countermeasures already. I think it's long overdue that we don't have proper Runic hit. We have seen the Runic Fountain going into 1, but I think it's not enough because the Runic relies on floodgates and draw power and consistency. That's why they are very pesky to deal against. But I think Runic Tip into 1 is the correct call right now. Before, I'm thinking of making Card of Demise into 1, but I figured that many decks can still abuse the Runic if they can mix and match the engine of Runic on their deck. So I think Runic Tip is the correct call right now. Then next, we have Zodiac Trident, no? So Zodiac has been quite good on the Master Duel platform. I think the format of Master Duel really complements the Zodiac. I think in a best of 1 setting, Zodiac is fine. I'm not really sure on B of 3, but I think Zodiac is a fair deck now. I think they are okay to let things gone by right now. And Zodiac Trident into 1 is not that really huge, to be honest. Zodiac has been very underperforming for the past few years already. The last time we have seen Zodiac was the Tri-Brigade Zodiac format, and it's 2021, to be honest, and there's a lot of years have gone by already. So I think it's rightful to make Zodiac Trident into 1 in this upcoming 2024 April format. So next we have a very hot card on the format right now, the Wanted, Seeker of Sinful Spoils. I think they would hit the Wanted because Agov has been around on the meta for quite some time already, and we are going into the info or the Infinite Forbidden that will be dropping on April, I think. So we will get the Finsmith, and I think Konami would hit the Sinful Spoils to have leeway for players to spend on the Finsmith, because I think that's a very powerful engine as well, like the Sinful Spoils. So they would get rid of the Sinful Spoils to make the format centralized on the upcoming Finsmith. And I think Sinful Spoils had their share on the metagame already. They have been very prominent since the Rescue A Sinful Spoils and the Fire King Sinful Spoils, and now they have been very successful on Snake Eyes. So I think it's time, no, it's time to let things happen for the Sinful Spoils already. And yeah, I think it's bound to happen as well. We cannot really deny that fact because it is very successful on the metagame. And the next we have Snake Eyes Ash, no? So this is one of the most powerful cards right now on the OCG, and this card really snowballs for card advantages. You really snowball out of control once you resolve the Snake Eyes Ash, and I think it's really a powerful card to be not addressed on the format. I think this is a really problematic card to the extent that many decks are playing Snake Eyes package even they don't have any archetype synergy on the deck, and I think they are just using the Snake Eyes and the Sinful Spoils to empower their deck, especially those fire attribute based decks like Infernoid. So yeah, I think it should definitely be the right time on April to answer the Snake Eyes Ash problem. So yeah, moving on, we have Magispector Unicorn Kirin. So I think it's about time, no, that we get Kirin now. It's been a couple of ban lists already that many people have anticipated that Kirin would come back in the OCG, and we have been disappointed to be exact on the previous ban list because we didn't get Kirin, and I think Kirin will get a reprint very soon. So I think Konami would push the Kirin into the metagame once again, and many pendulum decks would benefit from this, and I'm not really sure if they will let Kirin as it should be, or they would make an errata for Kirin to make it more balanced, I assume. But I think Kirin would be fine, and this will be a very welcoming addition for our format, and yeah, I think most pendulum users would be very happy about this. Next we have Snatch Steal. So a card that functions like mind control and change of heart. I think it's been quite some time that we have seen mind control and change of heart really relevant on the side deck. I think even though change of heart have been seeing play recently, I think it's not enough to make an argument that change of heart is broken or a very problematic card on the side deck. I think that's the same reasoning for Snatch Steal. I think this is a good card. I cannot deny that because Snatch Steal have been a very promising card on the previous formats, especially on the GOAT format and the old ban list. But now I think Snatch Steal should be okay to see play on our modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Next we have Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. I think Dragon Ruler should definitely make a comeback, no? They have been really non-existent for so many years already. I think it's a decade already, or almost a decade already. So I think it's the right time that we see Dragon Ruler, and many people would be delighted to see Dragon Ruler, especially if they have been playing the Yu-Gi-Oh for quite some time. I think it will give nostalgia vibes for the players, and most people would definitely welcome the Dragon Ruler once again, because I don't think that Dragon Ruler would be problematic, to be honest. We have so much powerful decks like Voiceless Voice and even Chimera and the likes of Labyrinth. They are all more powerful than Dragon Ruler, and the only problem that I can foresee on unleashing the full power Dragon Ruler is Dragon Link would abuse the hell out of their cards. So yeah, I don't think that it will happen, but it's a probability if there's a madman that can experiment a really spicy decklist of Dragon Ruler along with the Dragon Link cards. So yeah, I think it's fine to see Tidal once again. And next we have Sprite Elf. This is a very bold claim from me, but I have informed that Konami would make a Alba storyline set that will cater and feature all of the Alba storyline cards on one set. So I think Sprite Elf is the only card that is banned on the Alba storyline. The branded has been hit by a couple of times already, and there's a lot of hits on Bestials as well, but I think Sprite Elf is the only card that is banned on the Alba storyline. So I think they would let Elf go, and I think they would let people experiment if Elf would be problematic once again. But right now, Sprite is not doing anything, to be honest. Sprite is a good deck, but it's not enough to contend with the top tier meta decks on the format right now. You would top with Sprite, to be honest. This is a very good deck, but it's a stretch to say that Sprite is as powerful as the Snake Eyes right now. So yeah, I think Sprite Elf would definitely be a very interesting addition once again on our metagame. So yeah, this concludes our limited section. Next, we move on towards the semi-limited. Next, we have Dino Wrestler Pankratops. So this is a very tactful going second card. Most people have been underrating the Pankratops, but I think we have cards like Anti-Spell, Summon Limit, and all of those problematic floodgates that are relevant on the format right now. I think Pankratops can be a very nice addition on our side deck to out those floodgates and problematic cards. We can also beat over Apollousa and something like other cards like Quinda. So I think Pankratops is a very nice option to have as an alternative on our side deck. Next, we have Eva. So we are getting a new support for Drytron. So shoutouts to our Drytron friends. They have been my cause of trauma on my entry on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I have started playing on 2021 and the format is Tri-Brigade, Drytron, Virtual World, and Eldritch. And that time, I don't have money to spend on Forbidden Droplet and Dark Ruler No More because those are very expensive back in the day on 2021. So I have been very traumatized by Drytron, and I cannot express how traumatized I am on dealing against Drytron players. But now the Forbidden Droplet and Dark Ruler is much more cheap than before. So yeah, I don't have any more grudges around Drytron. But yeah, I think it will be very nice to see Drytron once again climb back on the meta game because they have been quite underperforming. So I think they would definitely get Eva because they would get new support and Drytron would be more powerful, and I think Konami will push the product to sell. So Eva would can come back on the format into 2 because it gives grind game for Drytron and gives additional negates as well from the Beatrice dump. So this is a very powerful card for Drytron. Next, we have Pot of Extravagance, no? So Pot of Extravagance is a card that I definitely direct on into the Voiceless Voice and Flowanderies, and I think it's just a minor consistency issue hit for the Voiceless Voice because they have been playing Extravagance extensively on the main deck, and I think Extravagance is a very powerful card on decks that doesn't really patronize their extra deck that much. So I think it gives a lot of card advantages for them. So Extravagance should go into 2 to hit the consistency of Voiceless Voice. And the reason why I didn't hit Voiceless Voice barrier or Silent Forcing barrier, if I'm correct, no, to the semi-limited or limited section is because I think they would want to sell the Phantom Nightmare Asian English version product on the market, and they cannot sell that product if they are hitting the Snake Eyes and Sinful Spoils along with the Voiceless Voice. So there's no selling point on the product anymore, to be honest, other than Newbell, of course. But yeah, I think they would let Voiceless Voice survive a ban list or 2 to patronize the Asian English Phantom Nightmare so that Voiceless Voice can have a very nice touch. And I think they are pretty welcoming to the players so that players can bump the rarity of their Voiceless Voice cards on the OCG using the Asian English product. Next, we have Trickstar Reincarnation. So Trickstar has been non-relevant since 2018, no? We have seen the World Championship 2018 that is won by Wang Chaching using Trickstar on his deck on that tournament. And other than that, we haven't seen Trickstar anymore to be honest. And I think it's the last time that we have saw them on playing Invoke Trickstar, but now they are not relevant anymore, and the format is very fast and high octane oriented. That's why Trickstar struggles really bad to slow the game and win the prolonged game states. But now they are getting new support, so I think it will be very interesting to see reincarnation back into 2, so that it would definitely help the control ability of the Trickstar, and it can give them more advantages on the prolonged game states, and especially they can do an FTK using Droll, I assume, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they have really nice synergy using this reincarnation towards to their deck. So I think there's a reason why reincarnation is at 1 right now. So yeah, I think it will be very nice to see reincarnation back into 2. Next, moving on towards the last section of our prediction, we have unlimited. So once again, change of heart. I have been predicting and telegraphing change of heart or COH back into 3 for quite some time already, and I think it's about time to see change of heart go back into 3. I think this will be a very nice alternative on our board breaking cards on our side deck, and most going second cards like Tenpai and Cyber Dragon and other decks that are aiming to go second can definitely benefit from change of heart, because aside from Tenpai, there's not many decks that can go second comfortably right now, and I think change of heart can have diversions for them to have more avenues to go second and have more options to board break. And I think you need to dodge the graveyard effects and floating effects of many monsters on the format right now, so you can have change of heart to steal the monster's opponent and the opponent's monsters, and you can have more leeway to OTK. Next, we have Infinity Launcher, no? So Infinity have been doing not so much on the previous formats, and the recent format they have been very non-existent, and I think Infinity players deserve the launcher back into 3, and I cannot really suppress that feeling because they have been really patient on the ban list, and there's no Infinity supports or whatsoever that are coming on our game, so I think launcher back into 3 would be a very delightful feeling for them. Next, we have Time Seal. So the last card on our ban list prediction, I think this is a very tactful card. This can be very situational only for the anti-meta players, meta-beat players, and other stun and other unconventional ways of playing the game. So I think Time Seal goes back into 3 is no problem for us in the competitive side of things. So yeah, I think this sums up our ban list prediction for April 2024 limit regulation. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and shoutouts to you, to my subscribers and avid followers, that we have reached 1K subs milestone on our channel, and I cannot do it alone without your help, guys. So I'm very thankful from the bottom of my heart for the continued patronage and support on my YouTube channel. So on my previous videos, I have talked about my raffle, and I'm also going to have Master Duel tournament for you guys, for my subscribers, and stay tuned for more details that I am going to post on my community page in this YouTube channel. So once again, thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.